Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm doing a review of Scape by Praetorian Games. This is a 2 to 4 player deck builder area control game where you are playing cards and you're trying to build your castle walls to influence your guilds. I want to thank Praetorian Games for sending me this game for review. I also want to announce that they're having a Kickstarter for an expansion and big box as of right now. So let me show you how this game plays, and then I'm going to go into what I think about it. Is this a good game for your family? Is this a good, if you're into area control games and deck builder, how does this rank amongst others? So let's go into how to play, and then we're going to go into my final review. Okay, so this is how Scape is going to set up. You have the board here, you have your score track, you have the market. These cards here on the bottom are all the same. The ones on top are going to be different. We have our starting deck of 10 cards. We have contract cards that we can pick up throughout the game, and of course goals that are going to start at the beginning of the game. Of course, anything you see with a purple number, that's going to be the victory points. Excuse me, I dropped the card. Okay, sorry about that. So we have that. This was a gold card. We have our 10 cards here. We have our infamy corruption track. Just showing you some recruits, the Baileys. Okay, so also I said that there is a Kickstarter happening right now. The castles are going to look like this in the Kickstarter, so they're going to look a lot nicer. These are what they currently look like. Okay, so we have our quarry right there. So essentially what you're trying to get the most victory points here. This is a deck builder, area control game. So we're going to draw 5 cards, and I'll explain what they do. 4 and 5. So let's start with this one right here. This is the market store. Anytime we play these cards, and again, you can play all of them if you want. This is how much gold we're going to get, and we're going to use this gold to purchase these cards here from the market. These here are recruits, of course, and then right here are the stone walls. So let's go over one little by little. So I want to go over this one first because this is the infamy track. When you play this, instead of going into your discard, it's going to go right here. It's going to move this up. This could actually be detrimental to you later on in the game. Now, when you play these stone wall cards, that tells you how many walls you can build and how many recruits. So you always must be building the walls before you build a recruit. So when you build a wall, you're going to place it anywhere here on the board. And of course, we also have 1 recruit. So we're going to take our cube and we're going to put them anywhere that's not on the wall. Now, let's say I played another card later on that allowed me to build the wall. I can take this and place it here, and he will be put up on top of there. Now, what you're trying to do is build an enclosure. Like this as such. So let's also say I had some recruits inside the enclosure. So I'm gonna go like that. Again, and we go like that. Now, if I closed it off, I'm going to claim this. I have 2 influence here for being on top and 1 influence each inside. So I will claim this, and I will score the victory points of the enclosure. So I will score 2 victory points on this track. So you're going to keep doing this until the after the 4th round. So what's going to happen is, every time this runs out, there's going to be an inspection. Now, the inspection, you're going to look at how many of these are in your back alley. That's these cards right here, infamy. So let's say I had 4 infamy. I'm going to have to lose 4 influence on the board every time there's an inspection. So you want to be careful when you play these cards. Yes, there are ways that you can lose infamy. There are cards here that would allow you to lose that. Now, corruption, this is going to mess you up pretty bad too. So there's going to be cards that allow you to increase your corruption. when you reset your infamy track, it can never go past this. So you're always going to restart right here. Now also during this, you're gonna clean up, but you're also gonna score influence for every place where you have influence. Renown, excuse me. You're gonna score renown for everywhere that you have influence. So again, like here's another card I was showing before that makes you minus infamy. All guilds draw one card. Also another one here. This is a type of card that you can choose only one of these. So you could get 2 gold, 1 recruit, 2 walls. Again, up there is how much this card is going to cost you in order to buy it and put it in your discard pile. Again, these cards are all the same. There are also some cards here. For example, they will give you victory points for just owning them. There are some little bit take that cards that do affect other players, but essentially what you're doing is you're going to be drawing your cards. They're going to go in your discard. Anytime you have any of these infamy points, they're going to go right here instead of the discard. Again, that is only if you play the card for it. If you do not have to play these cards if you don't want to, and they could go straight into your discard pile. So yeah, you're going to be going back and forth, building these castles around, and of course you're trying to enclose these areas and have the most influence in it while also fulfilling your contracts and your goals. And the game is going to end after the 4th round. That is how you play Castlescape. So let's go and let you know what I think about it. So Castlescape is one of those type of games that I would recommend to people that are getting into this hobby. Again, it's got 2 of my favorite mechanisms in area control and deck building, and it really simplifies it. It's not a complicated game at all. As you can see by my how to play, it is not rules heavy at all. It's very simple, very straightforward, very streamlined. So let's go right into the theme. So for a theme, I'm going to give a 6.5 out of 10. It didn't really feel strong thematically. Yes, it has that medieval art, and it's trying to have that medieval theme, but it wasn't necessarily that strong. Yes, it comes out in the card art, and so it's essentially what you're doing, but it wasn't a strong part of the game. So 6.5 out of 10 for the theme. Art and components, I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10 to. Again, it's pretty basic. Everything's functional. The art is good. The pieces, the castle pieces feel nice. And like I said, there is the expansion that is out on Kickstarter right now that upgrades the pieces a bit. As you can see, they look a little bit nicer in the expansion. So, but again, the regular castle pieces are functional. Excuse me, the walls. They're functional. They look good. It looks pretty good on the table. Again, it's nothing fancy, but art components are functional. So 7.5 out of 10. Gameplay, I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10 to as well. I really did enjoy this game a lot. I thought it was fun, but I did want more from it. This is just the base game. Like I said, the expansion is adding more to this game. Again, I think it's called Guild, so it does look really interesting what they're going to do with this game. So you do get that sense that more is coming. There is a lot that they can expand with this game, but it's very, like I said, very straightforward, very easy to table. It doesn't take long at all. You could play this game in about an hour if everybody knows what they're doing. But the interaction among players, there is some take that. But it's not really that bad. Like you could play cards that will cause your opponents to have more infamy and stuff, but nothing that's like too mean. The most important interaction is blocking other players. Just putting the way you build your walls is you want to avoid other players putting their influence, their recruits in your area. So there's that strategy, and there is good depth to this game. Every game's going to feel a little bit different on how you want to, what cards you want to buy, with your contracts and the goals that you get in the beginning. So yes, there is going to feel like a different game every time, which is good. So 7.5 out of 10. It is a fun game. So ease of play, I'm also going to give a 8 out of 10 to. It is a very easy game to get to the table. But again, the reason why it's not higher is because, like I said before, every game is going to feel a little bit different. The strategy, you're going to have a different strategy every game. So, again, even though it's not a complicated game, the way you approach it every time is going to be a little bit different. So that's why it's not, again, it's light, but it's a little bit heavier in that aspect of what strategy you're going to take. But again, easy game to get to the table. The rulebook was very well done. It explained everything. Everything felt streamlined. So 8 out of 10 for ease of play. So now replayability is gonna get also a 6.5 out of 10. This is, like I said, this is a fun game, but I don't know how often I would get back to it, only because of it is the base game. Like I said, I do want more out of it. It's one of those type of games you play maybe once or twice and not see it come back to the table in a while. But at the same time, we all had a fun time playing it for every time we did play it. What I did not mention is player count. For me, I think the higher, the better in this, because you want that competition. You want to try to go against 3 other people. I mean, 2 is fine. I thought it was fine, but I think 3 and 4 is definitely the sweet spot for this game. Again, there is an expansion out. I sound like a broken record. So it is adding more to it, but the base game alone. Again, you have some good stuff in this box alone, but at the end of the day, I wanted a little bit more, and of course, we are getting more with these expansion and the big box. But for the base game alone, 6.5 out of 10. So overall, this game is getting a 7 out of 10. I have fun playing this. It is a good game. It is a great gateway game to get people into deck building and area control. And of course, I love that. Anytime people utilize deck building with area control, again, my 2 favorite mechanisms, and I do think a lot of people are going to enjoy this game because 1, of how accessible it is, 2, it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of strategic depth to it. Again, like I stated before, every game is going to feel different because of the different gold cards and the contract cards. And of course, everyone's going to have a different strategy on how you place your walls and your castles, and that's what I like. So a 7 out of 10. I'm going to leave a link to the Kickstarter in the description of this video, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Again, I want to thank Praetorian Games for sending me this copy for review, and I am very looking forward to seeing how this game is going to expand, because there's a lot that you can do with this game, and I feel like this is just the beginning of something great to come. So 7 out of 10, Scape. I do highly recommend it. But yes, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a great one. Again, Kickstarter in the description. Thanks again to Praetorian. Hope you all have a great one.